Hey YouTube, welcome to BigTimeKnights, here for a different kind of reaction, a quick little reaction to a Marvelous Videos video on Buffy. I like Marvelous Videos is a YouTube channel that does a lot of like in-depth, not really in-depth, but like quick analysis, or sometimes it could be in-depth, but they do a lot of character analysis for different movie characters, anime, TV shows, whatever. Like a lot of videos on like Batman, a lot of videos on like the manga Berserk and all that kind of stuff. But this time they're doing an analysis on the video is titled well, the thumbnail says, "Did she eventually become a vampire?" So it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer anatomy explored. So I'm just gonna see what they have to say, and I kind of like skimmed through the video to see if there was any spoilers. And like I said, I've seen the show before, but it was a long time ago, so I forget a lot. But I remember some like main key points. But it doesn't look like it's gonna spoil me on anything much. I'm wondering if they are actually just going to see if she eventually became a vampire. I guess. There was like one scene I remember in like season 1. Was it like a dream where she actually was like a vampire for a moment? But yeah, let's just get right into this. So anyways, make sure to like the video, comment what you think about this, and subscribe to the channel. Alright guys, here we go. Hey guys, so I edited this video like a normal TV movie reaction, but I don't think I need to do that. So for next time, I'll pause it and speak so you guys can see the whole video instead of me cutting it like normal. But it is what it is, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. But next time going forward, I'll pause it.
What's that do?
Pop culture is filled with innumerable shows that revolve around supernatural beings ranging from vampires to werewolves and fairies. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer is one such show that has captivated audiences' attention.
Hey, look how Darlo used to look. They went hard with that makeup in the first season.
Centered around the life of Buffy Summers, the show's plot follows her journey as she remains the last in line of young women chosen to fight against vampires, demons, and other supernatural entities.
Man, Buffy's fighting stance in the beginning was weird.
Vampire killer, and today we shall look at her powers and features and tell you all about her. Before we go to her,
She's cleaned that up a lot since then.
content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin.
Oh yeah, I saw this movie when I was a kid too. The original Buffy.
Born to Hank and Joyce Summers in Los Angeles, Buffy had a seemingly normal childhood with a lot of friends. However, she sometimes had strange experiences where she could see demons and supernatural entities. When she turned 15, Buffy started having strange dreams, and she came across a man who told her about her destiny as the Chosen One. This man, Merrick, became her first watcher and assisted her in training to become a vampire slayer. She soon defeated the Vampire King Lothos and took a trip to Las Vegas to hunt down vampires.
Wow, so they're mixing in both Buffys?
Tell her parents about her destiny as a slayer, but they were in disbelief. They ended up sending Buffy to an insane asylum for weeks, and she decided never to share her true story with her parents again.
Man, they forgot about Amy in the show, man.
She embraced her life as a slayer and spent 7 years serving as a guardian of the Hellmouth, a portal that connected Earth to the next dimension. How old is Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Buffy Summers was born in January 1981, and she first became a vampire slayer in 1996 at the age of 15. When the show started, Buffy turned 16 in the first season and later celebrated her 17th birthday in the second season. As the series went on, Buffy turned a year older with each season and even attended high school and college before embracing adulthood. She turned 22 in the sixth and last season of the show, and this birthday was celebrated in an episode titled Older and Far Away.
Okay. There was some little bit of show spoilers there, but I looked away. Wasn't really. But it wasn't really that big. They were just discussing her age.
Buffy was naturally proficient at physical combat using different forms of weaponry and unarmed combat styles. All these things helped her become a deadly vampire killer. Additionally, she had undergone training to hone her martial arts skills, especially jiu-jitsu and aikido. Buffy's fighting style was an improvised version of everything she had learned during her training, and she would use her emotions or attempt to weaponize any tool in her environment to defeat her opponent. She did not have a standard technique and preferred going with the flow and adapting to the situation.
That's right. Buffy just adapts.
And how Buffy gained the upper hand, as her opponents could not predict her next move. While Buffy gained physical strength as a Slayer, she could stand her ground even when she lost her Slayer powers during the Supernatural Crisis Act. Even without her supernatural strength, Buffy defeated the human MMA fighter in combat, which is a testament to her strength and skills as a deadly vampire killer.
Well, she lost her power during that Watcher trial, but she was kind of running for her life.
Senses. Like other Slayers, Buffy was blessed with heightened senses and was much more aware of her surroundings than a regular human being. Her senses were sharp enough to enable her to fight in the dark or locate an attacker, even when they were not in her field of vision. For instance, Buffy fought against Giles while blindfolded, and she once figured out Marcy Ross's position.
There might be some spoilers in Buffy powers, maybe, if she gains some in the later seasons.
A group of invisible demons as they quietly made their way through a room to attack her. While she could sense other beings,
Oh yeah,
possessed the ability to detect
the show also had like those invisible assassins that they never touched on again.
She typically relied on her wits to tell the difference between the two, and she had to wait until vampires revealed their demonic visages and made their presence known. Exploring the psychic powers of Buffy. Buffy was connected to all the past Slayers through a psychic link that gave her access to their memories and experiences. This link allowed Buffy to learn from them, hone her skills, and serve as a channel of communication with other coexisting Slayers. Buffy and Faith often shared dreams through this link, which was especially useful when Faith was in a coma and incapable of communicating otherwise. Besides a psychic link, Buffy had the gift of prophetic dreaming, which allowed her to foresee events. With the help of these prophetic dreams, Buffy learned about Angel losing her soul, the death of potential Slayers, and Jenny Calendar's deception. What were some of her major temporary powers? Buffy gained some temporary powers over the course of her story arc, and for a brief period during high school, she could perform telepathy. After killing a demon, she gained his telepathic powers and became capable of hearing others' thoughts. However, she felt quite...
I'm starting to get a little worried that they're gonna unveil a major spoiler.
Consumed a potion containing a demon's heart to get rid of this power.
This might not have been a wise decision. But so far, they're revealing content that I've seen.
She also fell victim to this tragedy. Her worst nightmare was becoming a combination of a Slayer and a vampire, which unfortunately came to life. As a Slaypire, Buffy became more powerful than
Like a lot of this is early seasons.
Billy soon woke up from his coma, thereby enabling Buffy to return.
It was this episode where Buffy was a vampire for a little bit. That kid with that in the coma.
However, she later learned that her life was in danger, and Willow helped her.
Hey, there's some spoilers here, so I kind of don't want to know what they say. So I'm talking over it. Okay.
This enhanced Buffy's pre-existing powers and gave her magical abilities and access to Giles' knowledge of hand-to-hand combat and spells. She could fry bullets in the air, transform...
That was cool. End of season 4.
Uranium power core to defeat him. At the end of the Twilight's crisis, Buffy's strength, speed, agility, and reflexes...
Yeah, maybe this was something I probably should have watched. I probably should watch or bookmark when I'm done with the show. But to be honest, there was only like that one spoiler area. But
she paid undivided attention to
other than that,
and she lost these powers after
not
the
really.
destruction of the seed. When Joanna Wise turned into
some
a
comic book
magic-fused
stuff.
cyborg, Buffy was the target of a spell that reversed the activation of all Slayers in the world. As a result, Buffy gained the powers she shared with the Potentials in 2000.
I don't care about comic book spoilers because I'm probably never gonna read any of it.
Fight against the rate of death, overpower Wise, and even heal from wounds at a faster rate. After defeating Joanna, the spell was reversed and Buffy lost these temporary powers.
She always gets a lot of temporary powers.
Life of Buffy. While Buffy was mostly engaged in romantic relationships with men, she has had a couple of encounters with women. She engaged in intimate acts with
And
Slayer
yeah, I do remember
assassin
she gets
on two
involved with
separate
Spike.
occasions. She later claimed that she was only experimenting and that it
But
wasn't
after
a real
Spike, I'm not really sure.
those imply that Buffy might have been in a relationship with Faith at some point, but she never commented on her sexuality or explicitly stated something about being involved with women. Buffy's most intense relationships were with men, and she once engaged in a romance with a vampire named Angel. Buffy was quite surprised to
Buffy
learn he
was
was a
never
vampire.
involved with
She
Faith. Come
spared
on
his
now.
life when she learned he
People
possessed
just
the
want
soul.
to,
The two knew they were never
I
being
guess they
in a
wanted that to
relationship. They
happen.
eventually started seeing each other and even slept together. This act caused Angel's curse to break, and he soon lost his soul and tried to destroy Buffy. They engaged in a fight in his lair when Angel regained his soul, but Buffy still decided to send him to a Cathless dimension as a preventive measure. She then left Sunnydale to move on, but she kept dreaming of him and eventually reunited with him when he returned from the Hell dimension. They tried to date again, but Angel decided that their relationship was unfair to Buffy, and their second breakup broke Buffy's heart. However, Angel later turned into a human, and the two finally got a shot at a normal relationship until the Angel decided to undo this process. The two had quite a tumultuous story arc as they kept separating and reuniting.
Okay, they're probably going to talk about Riley.
Besides this, Buffy was in a relationship with Riley Finn while going
Yeah.
to UC Sunnydale. While Riley initially did not catch Buffy's eye, the two eventually made their relationship official after a lot of back and forth. The two made a good pair but were unable to save their bond, and Riley eventually asked Buffy to give their relationship another chance or he would leave for the military and never return. When Buffy decided against giving them another chance, Riley left after realizing that Buffy did not prioritize him and only saw him as a convenient option. After closing this chapter in her life, Buffy ended up in a relationship with a soulless vampire named Spike. The two were initially brutal enemies, but Spike soon fell for her after he was implanted with a chip that prevented him from hurting humans. The two got into a relationship.
Yeah, I do remember the Spike relationship a little bit, so that's not really a spoiler for me. But anything after Spike, I don't recall. She got involved with the guy that plays in Lucifer, the brother to Lucifer for a little bit. I remember.
Mutually abusive sexual relationship with her. She later started developing feelings for him, but she broke up with him when Riley
Like briefly, right?
Buffy reunited with Spike after several months and was shocked to learn that Spike had regained his soul in order to prove himself worthy of her. They had quite a chaotic relationship that was spread across seasons and story arcs until they arrived at a mutual decision to break up. Over the course of 6 seasons, Buffy had a few short-lived romantic interests such as Billy Fordham, Tyler, Jeffrey Kramer, Owen Thurman, Tom Warner, Scott Hope, Parker Abrams, Dracula.
Dracula? How they calling Dracula a relationship?
You were destined to die. It was written.
That was like one episode that wasn't a relationship at all.
Throughout the show, the creators have emphasized that no Slayer have lived past the age of 25, and that they have ended up dying at the hands of a vampire, demon, or due to natural reasons. The Slayers were not blessed with immortality, and there's nothing that suggests that Buffy was an immortal vampire slayer. While Buffy is canonically mortal, there is a chance that she could be turned immortal with the help of magic, but this is a mere possibility that has not been explored.
I wonder what happens if a Slayer does turn into a vampire, though.
Summing up, Buffy was quite an iconic vampire slayer, and she managed to attract a huge fan following. With her
Okay, this is cool. There weren't really that many spoilers. And if there was, I would have shut down the video and turned everything off. You wouldn't see this video.
threats posed by supernatural entities, and she has created quite a legacy for herself. If you liked our content, don't forget
It was just
subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this video a like. It's just a little recap of Buffy's anatomy, like who she is and where she comes from and everything. So well, not really where she comes from, but you know, just a little bit of analysis about her character, but it wasn't really deep or anything like that. But sometimes they go real hard. Like if they wanted to, they could do a lot more and explore other areas. But yeah, that thumbnail really didn't like them explaining her turning into vampires and whatnot. That was only at the very tail end of the video, so the thumbnail is just eye-catching, I guess. and that's how you get people to click on it. But I was gonna click on them no matter what. But like I said, solid channel if you want like brief analysis on many different kinds of characters, comic book characters and whatnot. Just nothing too in depth and all that, but it's just little quick videos, and I like them for that. So to explore characters that I like and whatnot. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my channel, BigTimeKnights. See you next time. Peace.